Welcome to online platform of Dikshant IAS. And today I am going to discuss about the previous year questions of UPSC preliminary examination, and we will discuss the questions of 2016 to 2024. Okay. We all know that exam is approaching fastly, and previous year questions are, and apart from previous year questions, syllabus is, these are the two guidelines for those who are preparing for UPSC examination. Today I am going to discuss about the previous year questions which UPSC has asked, and in a history, okay? And the section which I will cover today is ancient and medieval history, okay? The questions UPSC has asked from ancient and medieval history, okay? Medieval history. So first of all, you all have to know which period is called the ancient history, okay? So when we use the term ancient history, okay, ancient Indian history, okay, so the entire phase from Stone Age to 750 AD, this period is called the period of ancient history, okay? From 750 AD to 1206, this is called pre-medieval period, and from 1206, okay, from 1206 to 1707, okay, this period is called the period of medieval history. And after this 707, okay, we entered in the history of modern India. So today I will discuss all those questions which UPSC has asked, okay, from 2016 to 2014, okay, and the topic will be, the questions will be from ancient and medieval history of India. Tomorrow I will discuss all those questions which are from the modern history of India. Okay, so without wasting time, let's get started. तो चलिए देखते हैं हम लोग क्या क्या क्वेश्चन है. हम लोग 2024 से स्टार्ट करेंगे. So the first question is Sanghabhuti. Okay, Sanghabhuti, an Indian Buddhist monk. So it is clear from this the name Sanghabhuti. He was Buddhist monk who traveled to China, okay, at the end of the 4th century AD. 4th century AD, okay, was the author of commentary on. So which book was written by Sanghabhuti, okay? This is the question about Sanghabhuti. He was Indian Buddhist monk. So first of all, you all have to know Sanghabhuti was Buddhist monk from Kashmir, okay, from Kashmir Valley, okay, and he traveled to China to propagate Buddhism, and he wrote commentary on Buddhist text, okay. He also gave his accounts, traveling account, okay, and he was the author of, look, these are the 4 books, okay. The first is Prajnaparamita Sutra, Vishuddhamagga, Sarasvativada Vinaya, and Lalita Vistara, okay. So this is a factual information. Sanghabhuti, who traveled to China, and his period was, he traveled to China in 381 and stayed there for 3 years. So in between 381 to 384 AD, he visited China, okay, and he wrote his traveling account. He wrote commentary on Buddhist text, and the commentary was Sarasvativada Vinaya. So this was the answer of this question. Okay, this is the answer of this question. This is factual information. ये पूरी तरह factual information है कि किसने कौन सी किताब लिखी. Now, so what you all have to do. Now, sometime UPSC ask the questions related to books and their author. Okay, so Buddhist text, and apart from that, the text based on Jainism, okay, and other text which other books or books written during the time of recent period, you all have to mug up the name, the books, the name of the books, the writer, okay. So this is important. So the question ये आपको क्या बताता है? UPSC has asked in 2024. That means what? UPSC is empowered to ask such questions which are totally factual based. Okay? So you all have to mug up the books written during the time of ancient and medieval period, their author, and if any important information which is regarding to the history of India, you all have to mug up that. Okay? So this is the first question. So इस question से आपको क्या मालूम पड़ता है कि UPSC can ask questions which are totally factual based, the books written during the time of ancient period, okay, उनके authors के नाम. चलिए, तो this was the first question. Second question क्या था 2024 में पूछा है? With reference to ancient India, okay, so this is also the question of ancient India. Gautam Buddha was generally known by which of the following epithets? That means attributes. Epithets means what? Attributes. Attributes. So he was also known by which name? First is Nyayaputta, second is Sakya Muni, and third is Tathagat. Look, we all know Buddha is known as Sakya Muni and Tathagat. These are the two titles. Buddha is also known by these Sakya Muni and Tathagat. Okay, but Nyayaputta, this word, okay, is used for Mahavira. Okay, so Nyayaputta word is Mahavira, Veera. Okay, Nyayaputta, Mahavira, Arhat. So these are the titles of Mahavira, Bhagwan Mahavira. So according to the question, the Gautam Buddha was also known as Sakya Muni and Tathagat. So this will be the answer 2 and 3. Here 1 is not, because Nyayaputta is the word, Nyayaputta word is used, or Nyayaputta title is used for Bhagwan Mahavira, the founder of 24th Tirthankar and the real founder of Jainism. So this will not correct. Here option A is also, 1 is also here. So this will not correct. None of the above are epithets of Gautam Buddha, but this is also not correct. 2 and 3. So Bhagwan Buddha was also known as Sakya Muni, Tathagat. Okay, so this will be your answer. Now the next question will be, so if there is any title of other king or founder of any religion, okay, especially Buddhism, Jainism, okay, and the Sufi sons or the Bhakti sons, okay, so you all have to mug up the name, their titles, their books, okay, their contribution also. So according to this question, the answer will be Sakya Muni and Tathagat. Okay, so 2 and 3 will be the correct answer. Now the third question will be archaeological sites, and there is a state and description. The first is Chandraketu Garh. Okay, and according to question, it is a part of Odisha and it was a trading port town. Inamgaon, Maharashtra. Location, it is located in Maharashtra and it is a Chalcolithic site. Mangadu, it is in Kerala. It is a megalithic site. And Salihundam, it is in Andhra Pradesh, rock cut cave shrine. So which of the following is correct? Okay, so now So first of all, Chandraketugarh, okay? Chandraketugarh, this garh is not located in Odisha. It is located on the border of West Bengal, modern day West Bengal and Bangladesh. Okay? It was not a trading port town. It was an urban center. Okay? It was an urban center. So this one is incorrect. Okay? It was an urban center. It was not a port town. And Chandraketugarh is not located in Odisha. It is a part of, it is located at the border, on the border of contemporary West Bengal, जो India का state है, the state of West Bengal of India and Bangladesh. Okay, so the first statement is wrong. Okay, so according to this will be not your answer because in both one is there. Second, Inam Gaon. Inam Gaon, it is in Maharashtra, okay, and it is a Chalcolithic site, okay. Chalcolithic sites. Chalcolithic is what? It is a ancient. It is a period in which copper, okay, the people were they used copper plus stone. So Chalcolithic period is the period of copper plus stone. People of that period were using these two material. And Inam Gaon, okay, in Inam Gaon there was a Jorwe culture, okay. So Inam Gaon is located in Maharashtra. So this is correct. And third is Mangadu. Mangadu is also, it is in Kerala and it is a megalithic site. Okay, megalithic site means what? Megalith means what? Megalith means the people of megalithic culture were considered as they were known for their graves. Okay, and they used to put big stones, okay, around their graves. So these people, those people who used to those people who used to put big stones around their graves were called megalith. So megalith people were great grave builders, okay. And the megalithic people were also the user of iron, and their economy was based on agro-pastoral, means they were involved in agriculture. Apart from that, they also used to rear animals. So this is correct. Okay. This is also, it is in Managadu is in Kerala and it is a megalithic site. And megalithic site is basically after a Neolithic culture in South India, a new culture was developed which is called megalithic culture. And megalithic people were those people who were known for their graves. They used to put big stones around their graves, okay, and they were the user of iron, okay. And after megalithic period, okay, Sangam or Sangam period started in South India, okay. So this is correct. And the last is Salihundam, okay. Salihundam is it is in Andhra Pradesh, but it is not it is not known for rock cut cave shrine, okay. So this feature is not associated with Salihundam, okay. This is a Buddhist site located in Andhra Pradesh, okay. Salihundam is a Buddhist site, okay. It is a Buddhist type, and it was also the capital of later Satavahanas. Okay, Satavahana were the great empire builder, and they established a very large, very big empire in South India. Okay, after the fall of Mauryan Empire in South India, Satavahanas established. Satavahana created the first empire in South India. Okay, Maharashtra was the base, and apart from that, they also acquire the area of Andhra Pradesh, modern day Andhra Pradesh, Telangana also, etc. So Salihundam is a place in Andhra Pradesh, but it is not famous for rock cut cave shrine. It is a famous Buddhist site. Okay, so this is incorrect. So only 2 and 3 are correct. So according to this question, 2 and 3 are correct. First is was Chandraketugad. It is not in Odisha, and it was not a trading port town. It was an urban center, and it is located on the border of West Bengal and Bangladesh. Inamgaon, it is a Chalcolithic site. Okay, and we all know Chalcolithic culture is a culture which was based on copper plus stone. Okay, and the people of this period were engaged in agriculture activities. Okay, Inamgaon, Damabad. Okay, then in Maharashtra, in Gilund, in Rajasthan, Kaitha culture, Malwa culture, these culture were the part of Chalcolithic period. Okay, so according to this question, only 2 and 3 is correct. Okay, not all. So B will be the answer. Now, the next question will be, who of the following ruler of medieval India gave permission to the Portuguese to build a fort at Bhatkal? Bhatkal. So, look, Portuguese. Okay, we all know a large number of European trading companies visited India, and Portuguese were the first. Now, so medieval ruler who gave permission to the Portuguese to build a fort at Bhatkal. It is in South India, and the option is Krishnadeva Rai, Narsim Salov, Muhammad Shah III, and Yusuf Adil Shah. So look, Bhatkal was given by Krishnadeva Rai, one of the greatest ruler of Vijayanagar Empire. Vijayanagar Empire. Okay, look, there was a treaty signed between Portuguese and Vijayanagar ruler Krishnadeva Rai, and by this treaty, okay, Bhatkal was given to Portuguese in 1500 and around 1510. This was the year when Bhatkal was given. So they constructed their fort, and Portuguese also promised to Krishnadeva Rai to provide good quality horses. Okay, तो याद रखना है आपको. Okay, it was this Bhatkal. It was named after a famous Jain Sant. Okay, Jain grammarian. Okay, Bhatkala Kalnaka. Bhatta Kalnataka. It was named after Bhatta Kalanaka. Bhatta Kalanaka was Jain Sant. Okay, Jain grammarian. He was not Sant. He was famous Jain grammarian. He used to wrote number of books on Jainism, Jain grammarian. Okay, he was grammarian, follower of Jainism. So Bhatta Kalanaka, on after his Bhatkal name is based on the famous grammarian of South India, Bhattkalanaka. Okay, so here the option will be Krishnadeva Raya. He was one of the greatest ruler of Vijayanagar Empire. Okay, he was contemporary to Babar, and Babar in his Babarnama, he also mentioned the Vijayanagar Empire and his king Krishnadeva Raya. Okay, so this, according to this question, Krishnadeva Raya was the ruler of Vijayanagar who gifted Bhatkal to Portuguese. Okay, and Portuguese promised to provide them with good quality of horses for war. So this will be the answer. Now, in which of the following region was Dhanya Katak? Dhanya Katak, which flourished as a prominent Buddhist center under the Mahasanghika. Okay, Mahasanghika located. So the question is about Dhanya Katak. Okay, and Dhanya Katak was a famous center of which of the following state? Okay, region: Andhra, Gandhara, Kalinga, and Magadha. Okay, and it was a famous Buddhist center. Okay, and it was a center of Mahasanghik. Okay, so we all know Mahasanghik and Asthar Vivadin. These were the two sects of Buddhism. And in the second Buddhist council, Buddhism was divided into two parts, Asthar Vivadin and Mahasanghik. And later on, from this Mahasanghik, Mahayana sect was developed. Mahayana sect was developed during the time of Kanishka, when the fourth council was held. So प्रश्न है कि धान्य कटक बहुत फेमस बुद्धिस्ट सेंटर है, महासांघिक का है, ठीक है, ये कहां है? It is located in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so it is located in where? It is located in Andhra Pradesh. So this is also very important. Okay, it was also the capital of later Satvahana. Okay, now, so the next, this is 2023 क्वेश्चन था. तो धान्य कटक महासांघिक जो बौद्ध संघ था, जो बौद्ध ग्रुप था, उसका एक बहुत बड़ा केंद्र था आंध्र प्रदेश में. एंड दिस वाज आल्सो द कैपिटल ऑफ लेटर सातवाहनाज. लेटर सातवाहना. ओके, सातवाहनाज रूलर. सातवाहन वंश के शासकों के काल में, जब सातवाहन वंश का अंत हो रहा था, so when the power of Satvahana were declining, on the verge of decline, at that time Dhanyakatak was emerged as a political center of later Satvahana, and this was the center of Mahasanghikas. And इसी महासांघिका से, from this Mahasangika, sect was came out which is called Mahayana sect. Okay, तो याद रखना है आपको, कहां था ये? आंध्र प्रदेश में है, अभी नहीं था. With reference to ancient South India, Korkai, Pompuhar, Korkai, Pompuhar, पुहार, कावेरी पट्टनम. देखिए यहां नाम है कावेरी पट्टनम, इसका नाम था कावेरी पट्टनम. It was a famous port city of Cholas dynasty. Okay, and Mushiri were well known as. So Korkai, Puhar, Kaveri Patnam was क्या था? It was a port city. It was a port city. So जो भी Puhar, because Puhar is very famous. Puhar was very famous, and it was known for port. It was known for international trade. Korkai was also क्या था? अब देखिए ऑप्शन में क्या? कैपिटल सिटीज, पोर्ट्स, सेंटर ऑफ आयरन एंड स्टील मेकिंग, श्राइन ऑफ जैन तीर्थंकर. So it was, all these three were very famous ports of ancient period. Okay, and Korkai was famous for pearl. It was famous for, किसके लिए famous था? पर्ल का यहां से बहुत ज्यादा ट्रेड किया जाता था. Yes, you are right. So कोरकई पुहार से ही मालूम चल जाता है. पुहार was Kaveri Patnam. Puhar is also known by the name of Kaveri Patnam. It was a very famous port city. It was a port town of Chola dynasty. Korkai, it was also a very famous port during the time of Cholas, and it was known for pearl. Okay, and Musiri is also Muzris. लेकिन मुसिरी कहां था? मुसिरी was, अब देखिए ये दोनों जो था, कोरकई was on the किस कोस्ट पे था? ईस्टर्न कोस्ट पे. बट मुसिरी और मुजिरिस वाज इन केरला, so it was on western coast. Okay, and very famous, all these three ports were very famous and famous for international trade. Okay, and the prosperity of South India was based on international trade. So ये तीनों किसके थे? पोर्ट सिटीज थे. नेक्स्ट है, कंसीडर द फॉलोइंग डायनेस्टीज: होयसला, गढ़वाला, काकतिया एंड यादवा. How many of the above dynasties established their kingdom in the early 8th century AD? Early 8th century. Early 8th century AD means what? 700 to 800. इसके बीच में इनका, तो होयसला जो था ये इनका होयसलास 10th centuries to 14th century. Okay, so this was the time period of Hoysala dynasty in South India, Karnataka region, Andhra Pradesh region. Garhwala dynasty, Garhwalas were the ruler of Banaras, Kannauj area. Okay, और इनका क्या था? Garhwala's period was 12th century to 13th century, and Garhwala ruler, okay, Jaichand was the last ruler who was defeated by Muhammad Ghori and in the battle of Chandavar, okay, in 1194. Okay, then comes Kakatiya. Kakatiya is in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, 12th to 14th century. 12 to, the period of this Kakatiya dynasty was 12th to 14th century, and इनका area कहाँ था? Warangal was the capital. Okay, and Yadva भी कब के हैं? 12th to 14th century in Maharashtra, in the region of Maharashtra. And basically this was during the time of Sultanate period. So according to the question, none of the above four dynasties were set up during the time of early 8th century. Okay, so this is the, so याद रखना है, when this type of question UPSC is asking, means there is a dynasty and their period. So all the prominent dynasties, these dynasties were very prominent during the time of recent period. So their founder, their capital, when they were formed. Okay, so these are important for your examination. So questions देख करके, because previous year questions provide the best guideline. सबसे अच्छा guideline provide करता है कौन? Previous year questions. तो अगर आप previous year questions solve करेंगे, so you will get idea कि UPSC can ask question from which section, from which areas, from which dimension. Okay, so these are the dynasties, where they were set up, in which, during which period they flourished, their capital and their founder. So you all have to prepare like this. If UPSC is asking like this question, so there is a possibility in the coming examination they can ask question about the dynasties, their period of ruling period, their founder, their capital, and any major achievement of particular dynasties and the achievement of particular dynasties. तो आपको याद रखने पड़ेंगे. ठीक है, सो इसमें क्या होगा? नन ऑफ दीज. ये जितने भी हैं सब किस पीरियड के हैं? 12 to 14th century मींस ये सब प्री मेडाइवल और मेडाइवल पीरियड के हैं. चलिए अब आते हैं नेक्स्ट. Souls are not only the property of animal and plant life, but also of rocks, running water, and many other natural objects, not looked on as living by other religious sect. The above statement reflect one of the core belief of which of the following religious sect of ancient India. So look, Buddhism, Jainism, Saivism, Vaishnavism, all religious sects. Okay, out of these 4 religious sects which are mentioned in your question, Jainism gave more importance to ahimsa, and according to Jainism, everything on this earth contains soul. Everything. So they give importance to soul. Okay? So according to this question, Jainism will be the answer. So Jainism found, what they found? Everything on this earth contains soul. It is, according to Jainism, not only the living things has soul. Okay? But everything which is on the earth, सभी में क्या है? आत्मा है. Okay? And give more importance to ahimsa. Okay? So आपको याद रखना है, ये बहुत इजी क्वेश्चन है. जो भी 6, 7, 8 का एनसीईआरटी अगर पढ़ता है अच्छे से, तो उसमें आपको ये सब सारी चीजें मिल जाती. नेक्स्ट, who among the following rulers of medieval Gujarat surrendered due to the Portuguese? Okay? Who among the following rulers of medieval Gujarat surrendered due to the Portuguese? Okay? Option is Ahmad Shah, Muhammad Begra, Bahadur Shah, and Muhammad Shah. This is also factual information. Okay? And Bahadur Shah gifted Diu as well as Basin to Portuguese when the Mughal Empire was pressurizing, when there was a confrontation. लड़ाई थी किसके बीच? Bahadur Shah of Gujarat and Mughal Empire, emperor. At that time Akbar was the ruler. Okay? So to get support from Portuguese से support लेने के बदले Basin का area and Basin as well as Diu was given by Bahadur Shah to whom? The Portuguese. Okay? So this will be your answer. ये भी factual information है. Okay? When we will go through the Portuguese, the expansion of Portuguese Empire in India, you will get how they captured Goa, how they captured Diu, Daman and Diu, okay? And how they set up their factories in Cochin, okay? And other areas, okay? And which governor of Portuguese, okay? They expanded their territory over larger part of area, especially Albuquerque, okay? And then there was Alfonso de Albuquerque, and the first was, okay? So these were the, you have a number of, when you go through the Portuguese, you will get a number of governors who set up, who expanded the territory of Portuguese, okay, in India. Now, so Bahadur Shah, when he was the king of, he was the Sultan of Gujarat, he gifted Diu to Portuguese. Why? To get support from Portuguese, okay? To get support from Portuguese against the Mughals. Now, who among the following rulers of Vijayanagar Empire constructed a large dam across Tungabhadra river and a canal cum aqueduct several kilometers long from the river to the capital city? Okay? So who among the following of ruler of Vijayanagar Empire? Okay? So we all know Vijayanagar Empire was set up in 1336 and continued till 1672. Okay? It was ruled by 5 dynasties. Vijayanagar Empire पर 5 families ने rule किया. Okay? The first was Sangama period, Sangam dynasty, then Saluv dynasty, Saluva dynasty, then third was Tuluv dynasty, Tuluva dynasty, and the fourth was Aribidu dynasty, Arvidu dynasty. These were the four dynasties that ruled, okay, the Vijayanagar. And during the time of Sangama dynasty, during the time of Sangam period, there was a ruler called Devrai first. Okay, he was very powerful ruler. He was also titled as a Bateker, the killer of elephant. Okay, he took the title of Indra. Gaj Batekar was the title. He constructed a dam to provide drinking water to the capital. Okay, Devrai first was very famous ruler of Sangama dynasty, and what he did, he constructed a dam on river Tungabhadra to provide water, to provide drinking water to its capital, to his capital, to its capital city. And apart from that, he also constructed a dam on Haridra river. Haridra river, okay, why? And drawn out a number of canals from Haridra river. Why? For irrigation. For irrigation. So this is, look, Vijayanagar Empire, Marathas, Bhaktism, okay, Sufism, these all are very important for your preliminary examination from medieval period. And from medieval period, Cholas, the South Indian dynasties are very important. And in ancient period, you all have to focus on Vedic culture, okay, then the cultural development during the time of Guptas, okay. Apart from that, there is a number of questions from that Indus Valley civilization, Jainism and Buddhism. So these all are very important. And from class 6 NCERT UPSC has asked question. Class 30 se question pucha hai. So we'll go through the class 6 to 12 NCERT. You will able to solve the questions, 4 or 5 questions, sometimes 6 or 7 question UPSC has asked in preliminary examination. 5 से 6 क्वेश्चन पूछता है दोनों medieval और ancient का मिला करके. And so if you go through the NCERTs, you will get the questions from that. वहां से आपको मिल जाएगा. तो याद रखना है, Devrai first, he was the ruler of Sangama dynasty. Okay, Vijayanagar Empire was a Hindu empire set up in 1336 by Harihar and Bukka and continued till 1672. It was ruled by 5 families. The number 1 was Sangama, and one of the greatest ruler of Sangama dynasty was Devrai first. Okay, his title was Gaj Batekar, the killer of elephant. And apart from Gaj Batekar, he also took the title of incarnation of Indra. He called himself incarnation of Indra, took the title of Indra also. He constructed dam on river Tungabhadra, and apart from that, he also constructed number of canals from Haridra river to provide water for agricultural field. But he constructed dam on river Tungabhadra to provide water to his capital Vijayanagar. उसके लिए किया था इन्होंने. चलिए. Now, according to Kautilya Arthashastra, which of the following are correct? This question is not correct. No, this is not a part of. The options are all this: Nati, Pakarna, Parishishta, Parvana, Avdhan, Sataka. These are the books. Trisasthila, Kashna Mahapuranas. No, this is not correct. Now, with reference to Indian history, consider the following. Historical person and one side there is why they were famous. Arya Deva, Jain scholar, Dignaga, Buddhist scholar, and Nath Muni, Vaishnava scholar. Okay? Now, how many pairs given above are correctly matched? None of the pair, only one pair, only two pairs, and all three pairs. Okay? So, this is a question. Okay? Look. Aryadeva was, he was not a Jain scholar. He was Mahayana Buddhist scholar. Okay, he was Buddhist scholar. Buddhist scholar. And he was associated with Mahayana sect. Mahayana sect. So the first is wrong. Okay? So the first is wrong. Dignag, he was Buddhist scholar. Okay, this is correct. Okay, and he was the person who believed in logic. Okay, knowledge, reasoning. And Nath Muni, he was Vaishnava scholar. So only two pairs are correct. 2 and 3. Okay, so which pairs? Only one pair, only two pair, all three pairs? No, only two pairs are correct, because Arya Deva was Buddhist scholar and he belongs to Mahayana sect. Okay, Dignaga was Buddhist scholar. He wrote a number of books. Okay, and Nath Muni was Vaishnava scholar. So these two are correct. So only two pairs are correct. Okay, so sometime they also ask questions like this. So look, number of questions are very less. From ancient and medieval age are very less in number. So don't exhaust yourself. Just read, go through the NCERTs. You'll be able to solve 3 or 4 questions. Focus on other sections like polity. Every year the number of questions are 15 to 20 questions. Okay. Then geography environment 20 to 25 question, economy 20 to 30 questions. So focus on that section. Okay, science and technology, also the number of questions are increasing every year. In ancient and medieval, the questions are very less in numbers. Okay, so only go through the NCERTs. You will be able to solve 2 or 3 questions or 4 questions sometime. Okay, तो याद रखना है आपको. Next is what? Consider the following pairs: Nanukas, Chandelas, Jayasakti, Paramara, Nagabhat II, Gurjara Pratihara, Bhoja, Rashtrakuta. How many pairs given above are correctly matched? Look, these were the name of the rulers, and these are the dynasties. Okay, so now you all have to answer which of the following are correct. Okay, so which of the following are correct? So Nanuka was the founder of Chandela power. Okay, Chandela. Okay, so first is correct. Nanuka was the Chandela rulers. Jayasakti was not a Parmar ruler. This is correct. Nagabhatta, he was one of the greatest ruler of Gurjara Pratihara. This is correct. And Bhoja was not a. Bhoja was also from. Bhoja was famous for. Nagabhatta was correct, and Bhoja was from Gurjara Pratihara. Okay, Bhoja was He was from Gurjara Pratihara. Gurjara Pratihara. So according to the question, only two pairs are correct. Number one is Nanuka, and number two and number Jayasakti was not Paramara. Nagabhatta. Second was Gurjara Pratihara. Okay, it is correct. And Bhoja was not from Rashtrakuta, and he was from Gurjara Pratihara. Mihir Bhoja was the title. So only two pairs are correct. Okay. Now, the next question is, with reference to Indian history, consider the following statement. The first Mongol invasion of India happened during the reign of Jalaluddin Khilji. Okay. So this is incorrect because 1227, during the time of Iltutmish, okay, Genghis Khan, okay, there was a threat of Genghis Khan on India, and at that time Iltutmish was the ruler. Okay, so this is incorrect. During the reign of Alauddin Khilji, one Mongol assault marched up to Delhi and besieged the city. Yes, it was during the time of when Alauddin Khilji was on Chittor campaign. At that time, Mongol entered. Okay, they also they entered up to the nearby area of Delhi and also captured the city of Delhi. Okay, so this is correct. And the third is Muhammad bin Tughlaq temporarily lost portion of the northwest of kingdom to Mongols. No, this is incorrect because Muhammad bin Tughlaq defeated the Mongols. So only second is correct. Okay, the first Mongol invasion took place in 1227, and at that time Alauddin Khilji was Iltutmish was the ruler, and it was the invasion of Genghis Khan. And during when Alauddin Khilji was the ruler of the Sultan of Delhi, and he was busy in Chittorgarh, okay, Mongol entered, okay, India. They invaded India and they controlled a larger part of area around Delhi, okay, and forced Khilji to remain outside. When they retreat back to their areas, when Mongols left India, at that time Alauddin Khilji entered his capital. So this is correct. And the third option is Muhammad bin Tughlaq temporarily lost portion of the northwest of his kingdom to Mongol. This is incorrect because Muhammad bin Tughlaq defeated the Mongols. Okay, so only क्या होगा इसमें तो ही नंबर जो दो है ये करेक्ट है, otherwise all are first and second. Okay, both were incorrect. Both are incorrect. With reference to Indian history, who of the following were known as Kulah Daran? Kulah Daran. Okay, Kulah is what? Kulah is a type of cap. Okay, pointed cap. And the Sayyid rulers, look, Arab merchants, Qalandars, Persian calligraphists, or Sayyids. Sayyid rulers, after the fall of, we all know that during Sultanate period, okay, there was a slave dynasty, okay, slave dynasty or Mamluk dynasty. After Mamluk, okay, there was a Khilji dynasty. After Khilji, Tughlaq. After Tughlaq, Sayyid dynasties. Okay, Sayyid. And the rulers of Sayyid dynasty, they used to wear a cap which has a pointed, the cap which has a very pointed front side, and that is called kula. And because of this attire, because of this cap, the Sayyids were known as Kulah Daran. Okay? Kulah Daran. So the answer will be Sayyids. Next. In medieval India, the term Fanam referred to. It was, option is clothing, coins, ornaments, weapons. Basically, Fanam was coin. So Fanam, the term Fanam was used for, किसके लिए यूज हुआ है? Coins के लिए. और this word was used. The Fanam word is used for coins, and this word was used during the time of Vijayanagar Empire. Vijayanagar Empire. Okay? The main coins of Vijayanagar Empire was gold coin, and that was Varah coin. Okay? क्या कॉइन था विजयनगर का? जो वराहा कॉइन और पागोडा, ये गोल्ड कॉइन था. गोल्ड कॉइन किसका था ये? इट वाज अ गोल्ड कॉइन ऑफ विजयनगर एम्पायर. ओके, नाउ half of Varaha type of coin was called Parta. Okay, was called Parta. यानी कि जितना वराहा होता था उसका आधा कॉइन क्या कहलाता था? परता कॉइन. और परता कॉइन का 10th पार्ट, 1/10 of Partha was called Fanam. So Fanam word is used for coins. Okay, it was used, Fanam was coin of Vijayanagar Empire, and in Vijayanagar Empire there was a gold coin called Vara or Pagoda. Half of Vara was called Parta, and 1/10 of Parta was called Fanam. So Fanam word was used for coins. It was a gold coin. Okay, so ये रहा आपका. Next है, the world's second tallest statue in sitting pose of Ramanuja was inaugurated by the Prime Minister of India at Hyderabad recently. उसी साल ये क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है. Which one of the following statement correctly represent the teaching of Ramanuja? So Ramanuja was Vaishnav Sant, okay, and he was the Vaishnav Sant, and he gave the idea of Vishisht Daitavad, okay, and which one of the following statement correctly represent? The best means of salvation was devotion. Yes, he believed in devotion, bhakti. If he want to get salvation, according to Ramanuja, if someone wants to free himself from the cycle of birth and death, okay, devotion is required. Okay, emotional attachment with God is required. So this is correct. Vedas, eternal, self-existence, and wholly authoritative. This is he was not believer in Vedas. Logical arguments were essential means for highest bliss. No, because he believed in devotion, unconditional love towards God. So this is also, there is no logical argument. Okay, salvation was to be obtained through meditation. No, according to him, only the devotion, okay, pure devotion towards God is necessary. No meditation is required for salvation. Salvation means the freedom from the cycle of life and death, birth and death. So recently our Prime Minister inaugurated a statue where at Hyderabad, and it was and the statue is was of Ramanuja. He was Vaishnav Sant, and he gave the idea of Vishisht Daitavad. Okay, and according to Ramanuja, if anyone wants to if anyone wants to free himself from the cycle of birth and death, they have to be devoted towards God. Okay? So, वो भक्ति में विश्वास करते थे. Devotion, unconditional love towards God. No knowledge is required for that. No meditation is required for that. He was not believer in Vedas. Okay? He was not in favor of logical argument. Okay? He was only in favor of devotion. So this will be the answer. Now, consider the following pairs. One side there is a historical place, Burja Home, rock cut shrine, Chandra Ketugarh, terracotta art, and Ganeshwar copper artifact. Okay, which of the following given above are correctly matched? So Burj Home, it is in Kashmir and it is not known for rock cut shrine. Okay, it is famous. It is a famous Neolithic site. Neolithic site, and the people of this Burj Home were pit dwellers. Okay, pit dwellers यानी कि वो गड्ढे बनाकर रहते थे, गर्तावास करते थे. ठीक है, वो क्या करते थे? गर्तावास करते थे. ओके, तो ये तो सही है आपका, ये तो ये गलत है. चंद्रकेतुगढ़, Chandraketugarh is famous for, it is in West Bengal. Chandraketugarh is in West Bengal and it is famous for terracotta art. मिट्टी के बर्तन बनाने के लिए, मिट्टी के पर आर्ट करने के लिए क्या है? It was famous for terracotta art. Okay, terracotta means the art on baked pot. Okay, मिट्टी का जो बेक किया हुआ, पकाया हुआ जो होता है, उसी पर आर्ट को टेराकोटा आर्ट कहता है. एंड गणेश्वर is very famous. It was a site of Ganeshwar is a site. It is in Rajasthan and it is known for copper hoarding. Okay, large number of copper artifact has been discovered from this Ganeshwar, found from Ganeshwar. So these 2 and 3 is correct. These 2 and 3 are correct. Burj Home is it is a Neolithic site. It is in Jammu and Kashmir, and it is known for pit dwellers. Okay, pit dwellers. It is not famous for. It is not known for rock cut shrine. So only 2 pair, 2 and 3. Okay, so D will be the answer. D will be the answer. Next. Which one of the following innocent town is well known for its elaborate system of water harvesting and management by building a series of dams and channelize water into connected reservoir? So, following innocent town, Dholavira, Kalibangan, Rakhigadi, and Ropar, these all are the sites of Indus Valley. And Dholavira, okay, Dholavira is known for water harvesting. Okay, it is known for water harvesting, and apart from that it is also known for water management. Okay, Dholavira. So this is also a very very important question, because Dholavira is a very famous, it is in Gujarat. Okay, and this area Dholavira is we have also found the largest inscription of Indus Valley civilization. ठीक है, एक साइन बोर्ड भी यहाँ से मिला है. We have also found evidence of stadium. Okay, apart from that we have also found the evidence of earthquake from Dholavira. Okay, so according to the question, this is the answer. Okay, Dholavira. It is a very famous Harappan site and known for water harvesting and water management. Look, entire Indus Valley civilization region is known for water management. Okay, their drainage system, well system. Okay, but Dholavira is very famous. It isn't and different from other areas because of their water harvesting and management. Also known for it is from Dholavira we have found the largest inscription of Harappan civilization. यहाँ से सबसे बड़ा अभिलेख भी मिला है हमको. Okay, and apart from that we have also found the evidence of stadium and that evidence of earthquake. Okay, so this will be your answer. Next is from the decline of Guptas until the rise of Harshvardhana. Okay, decline of Guptas 550 AD. This was the time when we saw the decline of Guptas, greatest rulers of ancient period. The rise of Harsha. Okay, rise of Harsha 604 or 5. This was the period of Harsha. In the early 7th century, okay, which of the following kingdom were holding power in North India? Okay, कौन से power North India में उस समय power existing powers थे North India के? So number 1, the Guptas of Magad, ये तो थे, ठीक है. द पारामार ऑफ मालवा, इनका कोई एग्जिस्टेंस नहीं था इस समय, बिकॉज पारामार वर द राजपूत्स एंड राजपूत पीरियड्स बिगिन आफ्टर 750. ओके, द पुष्य भीतूज ऑफ थानेश्वर, ओके, दे वर द पावर्स. ओके, द मौखरीज ऑफ कन्नौज, यस, उसके साथ इनका संबंध भी था हर्षवर्धन का. So this is correct. The Yadva of Devgiri, no, because they were from 12th to 14th century. And the Matrak of Vallabhi, yes, they were also the contemporary to Harshvardhan. So 1, 2, 1, 3, 4 and 6. 1, 3, 4 and 6. These are the corrects. So after the fall of Guptas and till the rise of Harshvardhana, a larger part of India was ruled by small regional rulers, and the rulers were the Guptas of Magad, the Pushyabhutus of Thaneshwar. Thaneshwar is in Haryana. The Maukhris of Kannauj. Okay, they had a very close relation with Harshvardhana. The Yadva of Devgiri, they were the rulers of 12th to 14th century. Ramchandra was the founder, and Alauddin Khilji invaded this Devgiri, and the Matrakas of Vallabhi. Okay, so Matrakas of Vallabhi were also very close associates with of Harshvardhana. So इसमें कौन से होंगे? ये वाला 1, then 3, then 4 and then 6. So according to this, B will be the correct answer. Okay, B इसका correct answer होगा. Now, with reference to the history of ancient India, Bhavabhuti, Hasthimala and Keshwavara, कौन सा है? Kshemasrava were famous. Okay, so with reference to the history of ancient India, Bhavabhuti, okay, Bhavabhuti was very famous playwriter. Okay, they wrote a number of plays. Hasthimala and Kshemasrava. Kshemasrava was famous writer of Kashmir. So according to this question, the answer will be, they were not John monks, they were not, these are not temple architectures, they were not philosophers, they were playwriters. Okay, so Bhavabhuti, Hasthimala and Kshemasrava, okay, they all were playwriters. Okay, they wrote a number of plays. बहुत सारे plays को लिखा उन्होंने. Now, consider the following statement. It was during the reign of Iltutmish that Genghis Khan reached the Indus in pursuit of the fugitive Khwarizm prince. Yes, Mangbarni was the prince, and when Khwarizm was destroyed by Genghis Khan, Khwarizm prince Mangbarni, okay, Manga-Barni, he fled towards India. Okay, and what happened? Genghis Khan followed him and reached up to the Indus. So this is correct. In this event took place in 1227. Now, so this is correct. It was during the reign of Muhammad bin Tughlaq that Taimur occupied Multan and crossed the Indus. Look, Timur invasion was in 1398. Okay, and Muhammad bin Tughlaq ruled from 1325 to 1351. So this is incorrect. It was during the Devarai II of Vijayanagar Empire that Vasco da Gama reached the coast of Kerala. No, Vasco da Gama reached in 1498, and Devaraya II was ruling in 1442, etc. Okay, तो देवराय जो थे 1422 से 1426, 1422 से 1426 तक देवराय ruled from 1422 to 1426. Vasco da Gama visited in 1498. So this is also incorrect. Okay, so only first is correct. So this is okay 1. It was during the reign of Iltutmish that Genghis Khan reached the Indus. Okay, वहां तक आ गया था. Now, next is with reference to Indian history, which of the following statement is or are correct? The Nizamat of Arcot emerged from Hyderabad. Okay, the Nizamat of Arcot. Arcot means which area? The Carnatic area. Carnatic. Okay, the modern day Karnataka and some part of the Tamil Nadu. And Carnatic was famous for, Carnatic was known for, इसलिए जाना जाता है, it was a battleground of Europeans, because in Karnataka, in Carnatic, we have seen 3 battles which was fought between Anglo-French, means Anglo-French war. France, French company and English company, East India Company, they fought war. Where? In Carnatic. So, the Nizamit of Arcot emerged from Hyderabad. So, this is not correct. Okay? Because it was an independent state. The Mysore kingdom emerged from Vijayanagar Empire. Yes. The Mysore Wadiyar dynasty. Okay? Wadiyar dynasty. Wadiyar dynasty was the ruler of Mysore. So they came out from Vijayanagar Empire. Okay. And the next is Rohilkhand kingdom was formed out of the territory occupied by Ahmad Shah Durrani. So this is not correct. Rohilkhand was formed by Ali Muhammad Khan. Ali Muhammad Khan. So this is incorrect. So only second is correct. Only second is correct. The Mysore kingdom emerged from the Vijayanagar Empire. Yes, Wadiyar rulers. Okay, they declare themselves independent ruler. Okay, they freed themselves from Vijayanagar. Okay, and the kingdom of Wadiyar was later replaced by Hyder Ali, and Sultanate rule was, Muslim rule was set up. Now, next is, according to the Portuguese writer Nunes, okay, he was Portuguese, Nunes was Portuguese. The women in Vijayanagar empire were experts in which of the following areas? Nunes was Portuguese. He was Portuguese traveler, and he visited during the time of Achyutya Dev Rai. Okay? Achyutya Dev Rai of Vijayanagar. He was Vijayanagar ruler, king of Vijayanagar Empire. So Nunes was Portuguese traveler who visited during the time of Achyutya Dev Rai, and he gave a detailed account on the Vijayanagar Empire, and he also wrote number of things about women, and according to him, women of Vijayanagar were great wrestlers. They were also involved in astrology, accounting, and soothsaying. Soothsaying means when you forecasting for something. कुछ बोलते हैं उसके लिए, भविष्य के बारे में बताना, ओके, टू से अबाउट फ्यूचर. So the women were master in all these four. They were great wrestlers. They involved in astrology. They also worked as an accountant, and they also soothsaying. Soothsaying means जो क्या करते हैं, prediction करते हैं. Okay, those who predict for future. So all these four, 1, 2, 3, 4 are correct according to Nunes, who gave a detailed account on the Vijayanagar Empire. Okay, and he visited Vijayanagar during the time of Achyutya Dev Rai, when he was the king of Vijayanagar. Nunes was a horse trader. He was horse trader. ये घोड़े का व्यापारी भी था. Okay, so वो visit करता है, and he gave detailed account on Vijayanagar. He wrote especially on women, and he wrote, women of Vijayanagar was very much empowered. They were empowered. They were engaged in different activities. They had freedom to enter in every sphere of life. They act as a wrestler. Okay, women were also performed as a bodyguard of Vijayanagar rulers. They were master in accounting. They were also future tellers, soothsaying. तो इसमें आपको चारों आएगा. ठीक है. Now, with reference to medieval India, which of the following is the correct sequence in ascending order in terms of size? Size, ascending order. Okay, ascending order में क्या था? Look, there was a empire. Empire was divided into small area called Suba. Suba means province. Suba was further divided into Sarkar. Sarkar means district. And district was divided into small units called Pargana. Parganas. So highest level was Suba. Suba से छोटा क्या होता था? District called Sarkar. सरकार से छोटा क्या होता था? परगना. ओके, तो सरकार से छोटा क्या होता था? परगना होता था. तो याद रखना है आपको. हाईएस्ट पॉलिटिकल यूनिट वाज एम्पायर. एम्पायर को डिवाइड किससे किया गया था? एम्पायर वाज डिवाइडेड इनटू सूबा. सूबा मींस प्रोविंस. प्रोविंस के से छोटा कौन सा होता था? प्रोविंस. सूबा वाज डिवाइडेड इनटू नंबर ऑफ सरकार, and Sarkar was divided into Pargana. This division was made by, किसने किया था ये? This division was made by Sher Shah Suri, and Akbar followed this division. अकबर ने इसको ही फॉलो किया. ठीक है, तो ये बहुत ही आसान क्वेश्चन. अगर आप पढ़ेंगे, असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में था, तो परगना सबसे छोटा है, उससे बड़ा सरकार है. परगनाज में क्या होते थे? नंबर ऑफ विलेज होते थे. So village was comprising to form parganas. Many parganas were formed sarkar, means district, and many districts form suba. Suba means province. तो आपको याद रखना है ये. Now, who among the following rulers advised his subject through this inscription? Whosoever praises his religious sect or blames other sect out of excessive devotion to his own sect with the view of glorifying his own sect, he rather injures his own sect very severely. Who gave this statement? Look, this statement is written in class 6th NCERT. NCERT. This statement is written in class 6th NCERT, and UPSC has asked question. Okay, so this statement was given by whom? Given by Asoka the Great. Asoka in his major pillar inscription number 7 and 12, okay, which is for religious harmony, in the major rock edict number 7 and major rock edict number 12. These two major rock edict जो आपको उनके क्या है, आपको अभिलेख हैं, इसमें किसके बारे में चर्चा किया गया है? ओके, अशोक ने कहा है कि जितने भी रिलीजन हैं सभी को क्या होनी चाहिए? दे मस्ट लिव इन हार्मोनी. So he talked about the religious harmony among different sects, and this statement was given by Ashoka. Okay, and this statement is taken by UPSC from class 6 NCERT. So when you solve NCERT, look, it is the question of this question is from 2020. Okay, so agar aap, if you go through the NCERTs, you will definitely get the questions, and you will get the questions from in your examination. Now next is, with reference to the history of India, the terms Kulyavapa and Dronavapa denotes. This is also the question of class 7th or 8th NCERT. Straightforward question. Kulyapa and Dronavapa, these were the unit of measurement. Okay, unit of measurement, and measurement of what? Land. And this measurement was used, these two words were used during the time of the great Guptas. Okay, so land was measured, measurement of land, and Kulyapa and Dronayapa, these two words were used during the time of Guptas. Okay, during the time of the Gupta's ruler, and these two words were used for the measurement of land. Okay, now the next is, with reference to the period of Gupta dynasty in ancient India, the town Ghantasala, Kadura and Chaul were known as, okay, ports handling foreign trade, capital of powerful kingdom. Look, Chaul is famous for, still it is very important port city. Okay, so when we go through the NCERTs, ये भी शायद 7th or 8th NCERT में लिखा हुआ है. So Chaul was a port. So from one point, this is the word Chaul, and from that it is in Maharashtra. You will get the answer, port handling foreign trade. Okay, so during Gupta dynasty, Ghantasala, Kadura and Chaul, these all were the port cities, and these ports were handling foreign goods. Okay, the next is, with reference to the scholars' literature of ancient India, consider the following statement. Panini is associated with Pushyamitra. Second statement is, Amar Singha is associated with Harshvardhan. Kalidasa is associated with Chandragupta II. Now look, Panini was contemporary to Bimbisara. Bimbisara. And Bimbisara was the ruler of Haryak dynasty, Haryanaka dynasty of Magad. Okay, and Magad was Mahajanpad. So in 6th century BC to 4th century BC, this was the period of Mahajanpad. Okay, and Pushyamitra Shunga was the founder of Shunga dynasty, and he founded Shunga dynasty in 185 BC. So this is incorrect. The period of Pushyamitra Shunga was 185 BC. And Panini, the great grammarian, he was contemporary to Bimbisara. Bimbisara was the ruler of Magad dynasty, and Magad's dynasty and Magad empire was the Magad was the Mahajanapad. So this statement is incorrect. Second is, Amar Simha is associated with Harshvardhan. This is incorrect because Amar Singh was one of the Navratna of Chandragupta II, and Amar Singh wrote Amar Kosh. Amar Kosh. And in Amar Kosh, he classified different type of land. Okay? So this is also incorrect. And Kalidas is associated with Chandragupta II. Yes. Kalidas, the Indian Shakespeare, Kalidas wrote number of plays, okay, and also epics. So, and he belongs to Chandragupta II. Chandragupta II of Gupta dynasty. So only third is correct. So this will be your answer. And Kalidasa and Amar Singh both were the part of the great both were the part of Navratna of Chandragupta II. So this will be your answer. Next is, which of the following phrases defines the nature of the hundi, generally referred to in the source of the post-Harsa period. Post-Harsa period. Hundi, an advisory issued by the king to his subordinate, a diary to be maintained for daily account, a bill of exchange, an order from the feudal lords to his subordinate. So hundi word is used in Gujarat, and this is for a bill of exchange, payment. Okay, it is a bill of exchange between traders, and when hundi is used, means hundi is used for future payment. Okay, when two traders are trading, one is providing material to the others, and other promises कि after a period of 90 days, अभी क्या होता है bill of exchange, आप लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा. There is a bill of exchange is a monetary, it is a instruments of money market. Okay, it is an instrument of money market. So bill of exchange. So hundi was used during the time of during the post-Harsa period, and it was used as a bill of exchange. And bill of exchange is basically a paper for future payment. Okay, generally traders use this bill of exchange, and in modern time we will also use this bill of exchange. But and in Gujarat, sometime it is also hundi word is used, but it is hundi word is used in unorganized market. किस मार्केट में यूज किया जाता है? Unorganized market में, unorganized financial market, where traders used to sell and purchase goods without using money. Okay, they purchase goods on future payment, and for that they use a bill of exchange called hundi. Now, next is, consider the following event in the history of India: rise of Pratihara under King Bhoja, establishment of Palwa power under Mahendra Varman I, establishment of Chola power by Parantak, Pala dynasty is founded by Gopala. What is the correct chronology order of the above events starting from the earliest time? तो आपको ये बताना है कि कौन कौन सा कब कब ये हुआ है. ठीक है, तो देखिए, establishment of Palwa power under Mahendra Varman. So Palwa power, Mahendra Varman, okay, around 630, this was the period of 630 AD के आसपास किसका पलवा पावर महेंद्र वर्मन फर्स्ट स्टैब्लिश करते हैं. Then establishment of Chola power by Parantak. Okay, Pala dynasty was founded in 750 AD by Gopal, and Chola power Cholas were basically 907 AD, Parantak first. Okay, and rise of Pratihara under King Bhoja, so 836 to 885. This was the time of King Bhoja. Okay, So according to this question, which was event starting from the earliest time. So according to this, there will be number second के बाद 4 आएगा, 4 के बाद Pala dynasty was founded by Gopala in 750 AD, and उसके बाद कौन सा आएगा? लास्ट में आपको थर्ड आएगा, बिकॉज परांतक फर्स्ट रूल्ड फ्रॉम द परांतक प्रथम ऑफ चोला got the throne of Chola dynasty in 907, and Pratihara King Bhoja ruled in between 836 to 885. So according to this, 2413 is the answer. Okay, सबसे पहले आपको पल्लवा पावर, then Gopalas of Pal dynasty, then Parantak, then rise of Pratihara, and उसके बाद Pratihara under King Bhoja, और उसके बाद कौन आएगा? Pala, आपको Chola's power. Look, this type of question, it's a very difficult to do, because ऐसे कोई तैयारी नहीं करता, ठीक है ना? आप ऐसे क्वेश्चंस के बारे में don't take any seriously this type of question, because ये even this type of questions will be not able to solve by those who has history as an optional. ये कोई जरूरी नहीं है कि वो कर ही लेंगे, क्योंकि ये सब क्वेश्चंस ऐसे हैं जहां आप पढ़ के भी आपसे नहीं हो पाएगा, बिकॉज इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू मग अप द रूलर्स पीरियड. इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट. सो डोंट बॉदर अबाउट दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चन. इस तरह क्वेश्चन आता भी है तो आप बहुत अधिक मत सोचिए, ओके? क्योंकि ऐसे क्वेश्चंस जनरली सॉल्व नहीं होते. हार्ड ही किसी से बना होगा, और अगर 100 में से अगर 100 लोगों ने बनाया होगा तो 95 वो क्या किए होंगे? बाय फ्लुक उन्होंने सही कर दिया होगा. अदरवाइज इट इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू सॉल्व दिस टाइप ऑफ क्वेश्चंस. आप नहीं कर सकते. तो डोंट बॉदर योरसेल्फ. आप अपने आप को परेशान मत कीजिए. नेक्स्ट है, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इज नॉट अ हरप्पन साइट? चानहुद्रो मालूम है आपको, सिंध नदी पर है. कोट दीजी, फेमस, दीजी का मतलब एक दीदी होता है, बहन होता है. सहगौरा, इट इज इन सहगौरा, इट इज इन गोरखपुर. एंड वी ऑल नो ईस्टर्न बाउंड्री कहां तक है? आलमगीरपुर तक है. किसका? हरप्पन साइट का. और गोरखपुर क्या है? वो नॉर्थ और भी ईस्टर्न साइड में है. तो सहगौरा एंड देसलपुर. सो दीज आर द 3 क्या है? हरप्पन साइट्स हैं. Sagora, it is in Gorakhpur, and Harappan civilizations, we have not found any evidences beyond Alamgirpur. मेरठ के आगे हमको कोई भी एविडेंस नहीं मिला है. और गोरखपुर क्या है? It is eastern side to the far away from Alamgirpur. So Sagora is not a part of Harappan site. ठीक है? यहां से आपको सहगौरा से कॉपर इंस्क्रिप्शन मिले हैं. किसके? चंद्रगुप्त मौर्य के. We have found the inscription of Chandragupta Maurya from Sahagora, okay, and Mahasthana. Sahagora and Mahasthana, इन 2 जगहों से हमको क्या मिला है? Inscription of Chandragupta Maurya, and Sahagora inscription throw light on famine during the time of Chandragupta Maurya. तो आपको याद रखना है ये. Next is in which of the following relief sculpture inscription is Ranyo Ashoka, King Ashoka mentioned along with the stone portrait of Ashoka? So ये भी आपको जिस साल एक क्वेश्चन पूछा था, the same year we have found this, हम लोग को मिला था वहां से. So in Karnataka there is a Gulbarga district, and in Gulbarga districts we have found an inscription of Ashoka, and not only inscription but also the stone portrait of Ashoka, and that is Kangana Hali. Kangana Hali. From here we have found the portrait of Ashoka, inscription of Ashoka, on which we have also got the name Ranyo. Ranyo means king, Raja, Ashok. And along with Ashoka, one of his wife is also mentioned. So this is, ये आपको सीधे सीधे क्वेश्चन है, फैक्चुअल इंफॉर्मेशन है. आप वहां से इसको कर लेंगे. Next is with reference to forced labor. Vishti, forced labor. Vishti. In India during the Gupta's period, which one of the following statement is correct? Vishti, forced labor, begar. Begar means we will get the labor of a person without paying any payment to him or her. So it was considered as a source of income of the state, a sort of tax paid by the people. Yes, because in Begar, the people has to do work for the king or the state without any payment. So it was considered as a tax. It was a part of revenue for state. So this is correct. It was totally absent in the Madhya Pradesh and Kathiawar region of the Gupta Empire. We have not any evidences of this. The forced labor was entitled to weekly. There is no any mention ki where it is weekly or monthly. The eldest son of the laborer was sent as the forced labor. We have not found any evidence which son will be act as a forced labor. So only this is the first is correct. यही करेक्ट है. बाकी और के बारे में कोई ऐसा एविडेंस नहीं है कि मध्य प्रदेश में काठियावाड़ में नहीं था या वीकली होता था या फिर हाँ इसमें है कि इन मंथ in every month the trader those who artisans has to work freely for work as a forced labor or work without any payment for the state. So monthly milta hai, there is no weekly. And which son will be act as a forced labor, okay, and which son of a person will act as a forced labor, this is also not mentioned. ठीक है कि बड़ा बेटा करेगा छोटा बेटा करेगा कहीं ऐसा मेंशन नहीं है. Now next is consider the following statement. In the revenue administration of Delhi Sultanate, the in charge of revenue collection was known as Amil. Okay, so in the revenue administration of Delhi Sultanate, the in charge of revenue collection was known as Amil. Yes, it is correct because Amil क्या करता था वो in charge of revenue collection, revenue collect करता था. The Ikta system of Sultan of Delhi was an ancient indigenous institution. कहीं नहीं मिलता है. Ikta is a Arabic word. ठीक है, ये indigenous है ही नहीं. It was introduced in India by Iltutmish. Ikta क्या होते थे? Province को Ikta कहा जाता था. ठीक है, so this is incorrect. The office of Mir Bakshi came into existence during the reign of Khalji Sultan of Delhi. No, Mir Bakshi was firstly used during the time of Akbar. Okay, so Mir Bakshi was the head of the military department. Okay, so this was used by during the time of Sultanate Mughal period, not during the Sultanate period. So these two are incorrect. कौन सा सही है? सिर्फ Amil, who was revenue collectors during the time of Sultanate period. Ikta was not indigenous because Ikta is the Arabic word, or Iltutmish was the first who introduced Ikta system. And what was in Ikta system? The entire Sultanate period was divided into small provinces called Iktas. ठीक है, और Mir Bakshi word was used firstly during the time of Akbar, not during the time of Khiljis. ठीक है, now consider the following statement. Sant Nimbarka was a contemporary of Akbar. Sant Kabir was greatly influenced by Sheikh Ahmad Sarhindi. Look, Sant Nimbarka was contemporary to Akbar. This is wrong because Sant Nimbarka was contemporary to Ramanujacharya, 11th and 12th century. Okay, 11th century. Okay, 11th century. And Akbar was 1556, so he was from 16th century. So there is a long gap, so the contemporary ho hi nahi sakta. Sant Kabir was greatly influenced by Sheikh Ahmad Sarhindi. Sheikh Ahmad Sarhindi was Orthodox Muslim Sufi sant, and he belongs to Naqshbandi Silsila. And Sant Kabir was not so influenced by, ठीक है, कभी नहीं रहे हैं. Kabir was the earlier, Kabir period was earlier than, okay, 15th सेंचुरी में कौन थे? कबीर वाज फ्रॉम 15th सेंचुरी एंड इनका पीरियड कब से है? ही वाज फ्रॉम 1564 टू 1627 के आसपास इनका समय था. सो कबीर पीरियड वाज अर्लियर देन शेख अहमद सरहिंदी. सो बोथ आर करेक्ट, नीदर वन नीदर टू. ये होगा आंसर इसका. Then with reference to Mughal India, what is and are the difference between Jagirdar and Jamindar? Jagirdar और जमींदार में क्या फर्क है? वही था. Jagirdars were holders of land assigned in lieu of judicial and police duties, whereas Jamindars were holders of revenue rights without obligation performed and duty of other than revenue collection. This is incorrect because Jamindars had to perform, sometimes they have to perform both judicial and police duty. So this is incorrect because जमींदार भी अपना वो भी न्याय का काम करते थे और सुरक्षा का काम करते थे, तो जमींदार भी करते थे. एंड सेकंड, लैंड असाइन्ड टू जगीरदार्स वर हेरिडिटरी एंड रेवेन्यू राइट्स और जमींदार्स वर नॉट हेरिडिटरी. दिस इज आल्सो इनकरेक्ट. ये दोनों इनकरेक्ट हैं क्योंकि हेरिडिटरी ऐसा कुछ भी नहीं था. ठीक है, तो याद रखना है इसमें भी क्या होगा? neither वन neither टू, दोनों में से कुछ भी नहीं था बिकॉज कभी भी हेरिडिटरी नहीं रहा. इट वॉज अ ट्रांसफरेबल. With reference to Mia Tansen, which of the following statement is not correct? Tansen was the title given to him by Emperor Akbar. No. Akbar ने क्या दिया था? Mia title दिया था. And Tansen title was given by the king of Gwalior. By कोई king of Gwalior थे, king of Gwalior, जिनका नाम था राजा विक्रमजीत. ओके, राजा विक्रमजीत ने दिया था. सो दिस इज रॉन्ग स्टेटमेंट, ये गलत है, इज नॉट करेक्ट. तो यही पहला गलत हो गया. अकबर ने क्या दिया था? अकबर हैज गिवन द टाइटल ऑफ मिया. ओके, तानसेन टाइटल वाज गिवन बाय राजा विक्रमजीत ऑफ ग्वालियर. सो इसी से बन जाता है क्वेश्चन. तानसेन कंपोज ध्रुपद ऑन हिंदू गॉड्स एंड गॉडेज. यस, बहुत सारे भगवान के लिए उन्होंने ध्रुपद राग बनाया. और तानसेन कंपोज सॉन्ग फॉर हिज पेट्रॉन्स. यस, ही कंपोज्ड मेनी सॉन्ग्स फॉर द किंग्स हु पेट्रोन्स हिम. तानसेन इन्वेंटेड मेनी रागास. यस, राग मल्हारा, ठीक है ना, बहुत सारे राग भैरवी, राग मल्हारा, बहुत सारे. तो ये तीनों करेक्ट है. ठीक है, तानसेन टाइटल किसने दिया था? इट वॉज नॉट गिवन बाय एम्परर अकबर, इट वॉज गिवन बाय द विक्रमजीत ऑफ ग्वालियर एंड अकबर गेव द टाइटल ऑफ मिया. ओके, तानसेन वॉज ऑल्सो द नवरत्न ऑफ अकबर. Who among the following Mughal emperors shifted emphasis from illustration manuscripts to album and individual portraits? तो ये याद रखिएगा, शिफ्टेड emphasis फ्रॉम illustrated manuscripts मतलब जो किताबों में लिखा हुआ है उसी का फोटो बनाना. ओके, टू एल्बम. ओके, एल्बम एंड इंडिविजुअल पोर्ट्रेट्स. सो वी ऑल नो ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ जहांगीर, ओके, ड्यूरिंग द टाइम ऑफ जहांगीर, Mughal painting reached its zenith. Okay, and Jahangir was very fond of painting, so he started keeping album with himself. Yes, Dholavira is in Gujarat. So Jahangir himself was great painter, and during the time of Jahangir, Mughal painting reached its apex. Okay, and he always kept an album with himself, and he also directed his painters to portray, to make paintings. One of his famous painter was Daulat. Okay, Bisan Das, he sent Bisan Das to the king of Persia to paint the court of Persia. ठीक है, तो पर्शिया के राजा का राज दरबार का फोटो बनाने के लिए बिशन दास को भेजा, ठीक है। ही हैज दौलत, बहुत सारे ऐसे थे। मंसूर वाज आल्सो द मंसूर वाज द वेरी फेमस पेंटर ऑफ जहांगीर। तो जहांगीर के समय क्या हो गया, जहांगीर ऑलवेज कीप एल्बम विथ हिमसेल्फ। नेक्स्ट, which of the following foreign travelers elaborate discuss diamond and diamond mines of India? Okay, Francois Bernier, Jean Baptiste Tavernier, Jean de Thévenot and Abbe Barthélemy Carey. याद रखिएगा, Tavernier was a very famous, क्या था, that foreign travelers, or he was master in gem. He was very fond of diamonds and he wrote number of books on Indian diamonds and diamond mines. तो याद रखिएगा इसको आप लोग, ठीक है। Next is, with reference to the difference between the culture of Rigvedic Aryans and Indus Valley people, which of the following statement is or are correct? Rigvedic Aryans used the coat of mail and helmet in warfare, whereas the people of the Indus Valley civilization did not leave any evidence of using. Yes, this is correct. Rigvedic Aryans, they used a helmet because they had horses, they have tools, and they used these tools to acquire areas. But we have not found any evidences of warfare used by, tools used by the people of Indus Valley civilization. Okay, so this is correct. Number 1 is correct. Rigvedic Aryans knew gold, silver and copper, whereas Indus Valley people knew only copper and iron. This is wrong, because the people of Indus Valley civilization, they also knew about gold and iron, gold and silver. They were not the user of iron. Okay. Rigvedic Aryans had domesticated the horse, whereas there is no evidence of Indus Valley people having been aware of this animal. This is incorrect. Yes, Rigvedic Aryans had domesticated horse. This is correct. But we have found evidences of horses from where? From Harappan sites, like Rana Ghunghai. Rana Ghunghai. From here we have found the bones of, teeth of horse. Horse का दांत मिला है. And from Surkotda, we have found the bones of horses. तो यहां से हमें मिला है. So people of Harappa were aware about horses, but for what purposes they were using this horse, still we have no knowledge about that. But the people of Rigvedic Aryans, they domesticated horse. So this is incorrect, because here is where there is no evidence of Indus Valley people having been aware of this animal. They were aware of these animals, but they were not the great user of horse. So only 1 is correct. इसमें सिर्फ कौन सा करेक्ट होगा? एक ही होगा. उसके बाद आता है, which one of the following was a very important seaport in the Kakatiyas? ठीक है, काकातियाज जो है वो आंध्र प्रदेश के पार्ट का है. एंड उनका कौन सा सीपोर्ट है? काकीनाडा, मोटुपल्ली, मसलीपट्टनम, नेल्लूरू. तो इसमें क्या है? दिस इज ऑल्सो फैक्चुअल इंफॉर्मेशन. काकतिया डायनेस्टीज में मोटुपल्ली was famous seaport, which was Kakatiya kingdoms using this port for their international trade. So Motapulli is very important. आपको याद रखना पड़ेगा इसमें, ठीक है. मार्को पोलो ऑल्सो विजिटेड मोटापल्ली. याद रखिएगा, मार्को पोलो visited this port. Okay. Masalipatnam, it was a port of Golconda. Golconda का पोर्ट था. Nelluru was the town, it was not a port city. Kakinada was in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so Kakatiya जो पोर्ट था वो किसका था? आपको काकतिया डायनेस्टी का था, मोटुपल्ली. तो आपको, एंड मोटुपल्ली वाज विजिटेड बाय मार्को पोलो. So this is also important. Next is, in the context of the history of India, consider the following pairs. Iraipatti, land revenue which was set apart for the maintenance of village tank. Tanures, village donated to the single Brahmins or a group of Brahmins. Ghatikas, college generally attached to the temple. Now, in this, Irapatti was a land revenue which was set apart from maintenance of the land tax. This is correct. Okay? ये जो है सही है. Special kind of land. Okay? A special kind of land which was a special kind of land from which the revenue which was collected was used for maintenance of village tanks and canals. ये सही है आपको. Tenure, village donated a single Brahmins or a group of Brahmins, ये यूज नहीं होता था. ठीक है. Tenure क्या था? Large village. Tenures were large village of Chola dynasties. And Ghatikas क्या थे? Ghatikas were college generally attached to the temples, जहां बहुत सारे बुक्स रखे जाते थे. ठीक है. तो यहां आपको याद रखने हैं. फर्स्ट एंड थर्ड इज करेक्ट. ओके, नॉट द सेकंड. टेन्योर्स क्या थे? लार्ज विलेजेस होते थे. ठीक है. टेन्योर्स वर लार्ज विलेज अंडर द चोलाज रूलर्स. तो यहां आपको याद रखने हैं. उसके बाद आता है आपको नेक्स्ट. हु ऑफ द फॉलोइंग हैड फर्स्ट डिसिफर्ड द एडिक्ट ऑफ एम्परर अशोका? आप लोगों ने पढ़ा होगा. जॉर्ज बुलहर, जेम्स प्रिंसेप, मैक्स मूलर, विलियम जोन्स. सो जेम्स प्रिंसेप was the first. In 1837 he deciphered Ashoka's inscription. और कौन सा था? सांची इंस्क्रिप्शन, जो किस में था? ब्राह्मी स्क्रिप्ट में था. उसको किसने पढ़ा था? James Prinsep. So James Prinsep was the first who deciphered the inscription of Ashoka in 1837. ये भी बहुत ही easy question है. With reference to the cultural history of India, the memorizing of chronicles, dynastic histories and epic tales was the profession of which of the following? किसका काम था जो क्या करते थे? डेट्स को याद करते थे. हिस्ट्रीज, डायनेस्टिक जो राजा महाराजा थे उनके बारे में याद करते थे. तो श्रमण, ये तो वॉन्डरर्स थे, इधर उधर घूमते रहते थे. परिवारजक, अग्रहारिक, ये मगध जो थे, मगधा, ये क्या करते थे? इनका एक ही काम था, जो क्या करते थे? वो याद करते थे हिस्ट्री के डेट्स के बारे में और क्रॉनिकल्स के बारे में, डायनेस्टिस हिस्ट्री के बारे में. तो इसका आंसर क्या होगा? मगधा. तो मगधा वर द ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल. ओके ओके, जो क्या करते थे? प्रोफेशंस. उनका प्रोफेशन यही था कि वो क्या करें? राजाओं के इतिहास के बारे में याद करते थे. ठीक है. विथ रेफरेंस टू द इकोनॉमिक हिस्ट्री ऑफ मेडिवल इंडिया, द टर्म अर्घट refers to bonded labor. नहीं होता था. अर्घट was basically, it was a device which is used for irrigation. Land grants made to the military officers, ये भी नहीं होता था. Water wheel used in the irrigation of land. This is अर्घट. ये कहां से आया था? पर्शिया से, फारस से. Okay, so the people of Persia, they used अर्घट to irrigate their field. ये भी NCERT में लिखा हुआ है. It was not a wasteland converted to cultivated land. Okay, no. So Arghat was a device. It was a water wheel used to irrigate land during the time of Sultanate period. Regarding the taxation system of Krishna Devaraya, the ruler of Vijayanagar considered the following statement. The tax rate of land was fixed depending on the quality of land. Yes, tax rate was depend upon the quality of land. Okay, tax rate was depend upon the quality of land. And what was the tax rate? It was in between 1/3 to 1/6. 1/3 से 1/6 के बीच था land revenue, and it was based on the quality of land. Okay, so this is correct. And private owners of workshops paid an industry tax. Yes, उनको भी tax देना पड़ता था. Apart from that, they have to pay number of taxes. So according to these questions, both A and B, both first and second are correct. Okay. With reference to the cultural history of medieval India, consider the following statement. Siddhas of the Tamil regions were monotheistic and condemned idolatry. Yes, Siddhas जो थे ये तमिल रीजन के क्या होते थे? ये सेंट्स होते थे जो मोनोथिस्ट में बिलीव करते थे, एक ईश्वरवाद में बिलीव करते थे, एक ईश्वर में. एंड दे कंडेम्ड आइडोलट्री, ये मूर्ति पूजा के विरोधी थे. लिंगायता ऑफ कन्नड़ रीजन, ठीक है, जो वीर शैव भी कहा जाता है. क्वेश्चन द थ्योरी ऑफ रीबर्थ एंड रिजेक्टेड द कास्ट हायरार्की. यस, दिस इज आल्सो करेक्ट. सो लिंगायता सेक्ट इज अ सेक्ट ऑफ कर्नाटका. दे यूज्ड टू वियर लिंगास. Okay, and Vashav or Veer Shaiva was the founder of this Lingayata dynasty. तो ये वीर शैव जो है ये रीबर्थ और रिजेक्टेड द कास्ट सिस्टम, इन सबों को क्या किया? रिजेक्ट कर दिया. सो इसमें भी क्या होगा? बोथ 1 and 2 आर करेक्ट. ओके, एंड this is, I hope this is the last question. Yes, Banjaras during the medieval period of Indian history were generally क्या थे? They were agriculturist, warriors and weavers. No, they were not agriculturist, warriors or weavers. They were traders. And during the time of Alauddin Khilji, they supply huge amount of food grains and other materials to the market market is established by Alauddin Khilji. So Banjaras were traders who supply different goods to the Sultanate period. So these all were 50 questions we have discussed, and these all questions were from ancient history, ancient and medieval history. What you all have to do? You all have to only read NCERTs, okay? And please don't exhaust your self on medieval and modern. आप उसको बहुत ज्यादा इस पर आप फोकस मत कीजिए, ठीक है? आप और सब्जेक्ट पे ज्यादा ध्यान दीजिए. यस, मॉडर्न हिस्ट्रीज आर इंपॉर्टेंट. मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री इज इंपॉर्टेंट बिकॉज द नंबर ऑफ क्वेश्चंस आर 10 to 12 questions UPSC asked from the modern history. So focus on modern history. For ancient and medieval, only go through the NCERTs. आप उसी को पढ़िए, वहां से आप क्या करेंगे? Able to solve. और यहां से हार्डली आपको देखा जाए तो 5 से 6 क्वेश्चंस पूछते हैं दोनों मिला करके, ठीक है ना? एंड एंशिएंट एंड मेडाइवल इज नॉट अ पार्ट ऑफ योर मेंस. वो आपका मेंस का भी हिस्सा नहीं है. सिर्फ आपको किस में आता है? वो आपको क्या कहते हैं, कल्चर का पार्ट आता है, तो वहां उसको पढ़ ले. अधिक अपने आप को यहाँ एग्जॉस्ट ना करें. उससे अच्छा है कि आप पॉलिटी और क्या कहते हैं इकोनॉमी, ज्योग्राफी, इन्वायरमेंट, इन सब पर फोकस करें, बिकॉज वो आपको पास करा देता है. ठीक है, तो चलिए आज हम लोगों ने डिस्कस किया 50 क्वेश्चंस. नेक्स्ट क्लास वी विल डिस्कस अबाउट द मॉडर्न हिस्ट्री क्वेश्चंस. ओके, टिल देन गुड बाय एंड टेक केयर.